Hello, my dear friends. This is your favorite Slavic friend, and today I'm talking to my women. This hits so close to my heart. So, the women who did everything they're supposed to do, even though they were rebels in their teenage years, the young women who listened to their parents, their society. They finished the universities, they got the degrees, they got the jobs and careers, the ones that they really wanted after months and months of searching for the job, going to interviews. You even got a man that you thought he's going to make your picture perfect of your life. You listened to societal norms, even you knew that it's not for you, but you tried, you did your best, you tried your best, you listened to the norms, and now you're at the point of your life when you are moving through your life but you feel numb. You're just there. It's like life is happening to you and you feel just like a little pawn in your life. And this can be very daunting feeling. I went through this when I broke off with my partner. I went through this multiple times in my life, but you're on a crossroads now, and I'm so happy that you clicked on this video because I'm going to share quite a few little tips and tricks for you to just start moving in the right direction. Start seeing yourself and following your own dreams, reconnecting yourself and numbing yourself so that you can build the life of your dreams. In my past two videos, I talked about romanticizing your confusion era and committing. And this comes after it. When you just need that one thing, you need that little voice inside of your head to start talking to you. You need to really reconnect with your intuition. Maybe you're not aware of it, but every successful woman, every happy woman is reconnected with her intuition, and we all have it. We always have our intuition that lives inside of us. It's our inner voice. But living in this society that we live now, these knowledges are not transferred from generation to generation of women. I had to invest heavily in my education, in becoming this divine woman that I am today, and I spent thousands and thousands of euros and tens of thousands of euros and time and tears and sweat to have this knowledge that I love sharing with you in this channel, in hopes that this will help you if you're open to listen. So what I was trying to say, yes, intuition, women have it. Every person on this planet have its intuition. Everybody. We are blessed because we're a woman. It's easier for us to reconnect with it. What made us disconnect from intuition is the society we live in, is the human conditioning. I don't know how you're familiar with psychological terms, but human conditioning is when child is growing up, our brains are not developed until the age of 25, 6, 7, 8, depending on the person. And when a child is growing up, especially before teenage years, because our brain is not developed, we don't have the way to understand the world we can today in our early 30s, late 20s, 40s, 50s. So we are just taking our parents, our environment around us, our schools, we're just absorbing, like we're little sponges. We absorb everything that's happening around us, and we don't have that button in our brain to question it. So we are just taking a lot of things that our beliefs that are not ours, that may not serve us in the future, because we don't have those concepts in our brain if this is gonna serve me or not. We just want to blend into our environment, to be a part of it, and to feel safe. So that is human conditioning. We all have it. Most of people are not aware of it, so just being aware of it, you're already on the path. I'm so excited for you. And with the age, as you learn about your brain, this is why it's so important for women to know about their psyche, brain, body, everything. So you're at this point that, and I remember this was a horrible feeling. I was at this point, I think 4 years ago. It was happening for years. I was feeling anxious, a lot of anxiety, even depressed at some points. I just felt like life is happening to me. Everything is good, but I felt unsatisfied, unhappy. And the only reason why this was happening, I was not in touch with my intuition. So I was asking other people for confirming some things for me, if I was supposed to do this or that. And of course, other people tried to close me, wanted to do their best, and they gave me their opinions, but their opinions were not mine. So if you can't hear your intuition, you're most likely to ask somebody else, to go online, research about some topic, watch 100 YouTube videos on the topic. I was in that place, I was researching, I was like hearing feminine energy, masculine energy, what the fuck is that? And then I was hearing about somatic work. I was even more confused. I was like, oh my god, what's this happening? But I stepped onto my path 3 years ago, and I was never regretted any euro spent, any time spent, any book read. I don't regret any of it. It's a little bit of my story. As I said, we were growing up, and I was very blessed to still be connected to my intuition in my teenage years. I was very rebellious, and never ever did standard social norms really appealed to me. It is in my early 20s when I decided, okay, I'm going to try this path, because I cannot just rebel to the rest of my life. So I said, okay, I'll finish the college I didn't like, because that was social norms around me, and I never regretted it. And then I'm going to find a career and job. It didn't go most standard path. I took little detours. As I said, I was still connected to my intuition, and I was repelled by most of the things that society was telling me, that you should do this, you should find some stable job. In Serbia, it was totally normal after higher education, university, college, to go and work for free for months without knowing if the boss will ever accept you and put you on the payroll. And that was totally normal. For me, it was just, I was never gonna work for free. Even though I volunteered because I wanted to, but they could not make me. And that is how most of my friends got the jobs, but there was no reality that I was gonna work for free. So I went on to my own path. I finished another college, and now I'm enrolled in another certification course to become a personal and career coach. So it's when I moved to Ireland that I had hopes and I had dreams, and COVID came and I still had dreams, but COVID started kind of like putting restrictions outside of me. And I did not have any of this knowledge that I have today. So I was just doing the best I could in the moment. And I remember first year living here, first few months, I was applying for the job in Portugal on Azores Islands. That was my dream job at that time. And I was stalking them people. I was stalking the hotel owners because it was COVID, tourism was shut off. But I wanted to go there and work. And finally, after emailing with them for months, and I was starting dating, and that's when I met my ex, now to be ex, and I fell in love. I said to God, in the middle of COVID, I was like, God, I felt very lonely. So I said, naive little younger me, I said, God, please don't let me die without knowing the true love. It's funny now, but that was my biggest problem. Don't let me die without knowing true love. Being loved by the man. Okay, we don't judge ourselves, but that's funny. So, so the guy granted me a wish, of course. He did his best. And I met my ex, and it was the love. Oh, I loved him, but it was young people's love. I was an experience. I didn't know half the things I know now. And that is when I stopped for first and biggest time just not listening to my intuition. I always had, as I said, I was always connected to it more or less. And then I got the job, my dream job I wanted to, I believe 6 months or 5 months into my relationship, and I just ditched the job. I didn't even respond to email. That was the first numbing of my body that has been followed by quite a few afterwards. And then on the 3 months in, actually this was the first 3 months in the relationship, something happened. My ex had a reaction that was not the healthiest. It didn't make me feel good. On contrary, it made me feel very bad. And 3 months in, I remember this moment when I was walking beside him the day after that incident happened, and I just remembering, I was like, there's no hell in this planet that I would accept this behavior towards me. That was my thought. And then I accepted it. I didn't know better. I accepted the behavior, and it happened second and third time. Third time was done for me. And then I numbed my intuition by not taking that job, and I started playing those little mind games with me, what I call them now. I didn't know any of this when it was happening, but this is very common in women's psyche, development of the divinity of its full potential. So I for the months I start denying to myself 3 months in, and we were together for years, so it was happening for 9 months. I was denying to myself until I couldn't deny it anymore. It was hurting so bad that I was mentally unstable, and I just had to explode. I just had to break free, and it was a little bit dramatic. It was a lot dramatic, and that was the first step of me stepping onto this discovery of reuniting with my intuition. It didn't go smoothly. It lasted me for another year or year and a half until I started seeing clarity. And hopefully I have 3 little fun, it's not an exercise, fun questions to ask yourself so that you can speed up this process. I'm so excited. So what is intuition, and why is it so hard to keep it, especially as a young woman? Intuition is not loud. It doesn't scream in your face. It doesn't yell. It's not chaotic. Everything that I told you there, it's your brain. It's either your fears or your perfectionism. Your fears are more like they pull you in and then they keep you in your brain. And your perfectionism, which 99% women have, and it screams of you. It's like that commandant in army, but just a miniature one in your head, just screaming at you. You need to do this, and your work list, and this and that. And it was great. It helped you come here today, have a successful career, be the successful human woman of this society. So all the things have the good and bad sides, and intuition, if we truly want to live the life that truly the one that we really want, we have to be connected with it. And what is intuition? It's calm, it's steady, it's just ease. It's like, you know that sun is going to rise on east tomorrow morning. You just know that. You don't question it. It's just knowing. It's the law of the nature. It's the law of this universe. It's the law of the planet, of this reality. And if you truly connect with that, knowing that sun is going to rise up in the east tomorrow, and you trust it, there's nothing that somebody can tell you that earth is flat and there's no east and la 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 la, that it's gonna make you not believe in it. That is intuition. It's always in our body. It's behind the neck. So why most women are disconnected from it's because they're in their brains. And that is the first kind of like stop to our intuition. And it's a long job. It's a mission to be accomplished. Why we are in our brains? Because we live in the materialistic world. In our world, it's very masculine. Some people call it masculine trait, to be in your head, to just have goals and lists that need to be accomplished, and you need to do this and that. And we already tried it. We finished the college, we got a career, we got the man. It was nothing is working. We still feel numb. We still don't feel like this is our life. How to make your life your own, by your own rules, is reconnecting with intuition. And for me, this happened first through therapy. I went to psychotherapy because I had a lot of unfortunate events happening in my past. My parents got divorced, and I was numbing myself unconsciously for a lot of years not to feel the pain of the family falling apart. As the older daughter, if you're older daughter, you trust me, you have to go to therapy. I'm telling you this with love. This is your first step. Go to therapy. And then secondary, I invested my money into the mentor, into the woman who already had something I wanted to have. And it is very important, especially in this day and age of having internet, having so many ways to receive information from so many different people. Please, if this is the one thing you take off from this video, is just listen, question yourself. Who are you listening to? Is this person that is telling me this and that, how this is the way to live your life? Does she have something that I want? Is she living the something I want? Or is this just blind leading blind? This is very important. So I found my first mentor. She already had the relationship with her husband she wanted to, and this is the beginning of my journey of going into my body and reuniting with my intuition. Now, I have some little beginner steps of how to do this. There is plenty of way to reunite with your intuition. First, go to therapy. Second, you have to start asking yourself questions. Get familiar with that voice inside of your head. Actually, inside of your body is where intuition is. Because we have a lot of voices in and outside of us and everywhere. And a lot of voices are inside of our heads. Some people have one. Some people don't have voices inside of their heads. I have multiple. Lucky me. You have to just spend time internally with yourself, just listening to them. And this can be very terrifying at the beginning. Let me tell you, I had a fear of emotions. So I had emotion attached to another emotion. So because I didn't know, human brain is terrified of the things he doesn't know, and my brain didn't know nothing about emotions. I was not taught from my parents. They didn't have any, almost no skills of handling their emotions. So I was the first one to relearn this knowledge in my family. My father was just very reactive when he would feel emotions, and my mother was bottling it up, holding it in, and there is healthy way to express them. So this is my recommendation for you. If you're exactly like me back a few years back, you have to educate yourself on the different ways people express emotions, feel emotions, react to emotion. And once when you know those three things, what type are you? I don't know if you ever heard of flight type, freeze, fawn, and what was the fourth one? Fight or flight. So if you would feel a lot of emotions that you just lose your conscious self, you will go into the fight or flight. And then some people would freeze up, some people will fawn. Fawning is just trying to avoid the conflict, kind of like trying to shrink yourself to just, you're terrified of a conflict. I know this because I had this. So that the conflict will dissolve and disappear. And this is amazing knowledge that most of the things I learned inside of the course Nervous System Reboot for 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, 3 weeks is the most time you need to learn everything you need to learn, and then just move on, implement the things that call out to you, that count to you, and then you just, with the implementation, you learn how to regulate your emotions, how to bring them down, how to express your emotions the best way, and your life changes forever. Because you're not, once when you know this knowledge, once when you start applying it, you're not the slave of your brain, you're not the slave of your emotions. And this is what mostly keeps us stuck into the living life that is not fulfilled. We are living a life where we are numb. We just feel like life is happening to us. And having these knowledges and implementing it, this should be taught in every school. But why it is not? Because the way the world works today is that everybody likes people who are easily manipulated. Government, very rich, wealthy entrepreneurs, people, cults, people who want to have power, the people who have such a huge egos that they want as much power, as much money, And the best way to get it is through people who do not think, people who are easily manipulated with their emotions. And once when you hear this, you're gonna see it everywhere. It starts from the news. I'm not watching any news. I keep informed about what's happening in the world. It's very important. But I do not watch in the mood. I do not watch news because they are flooded with the fear. They want. There's people who hacked bodies, neurological side of humans, hormonal side of humans, and they're teaching it now on the internet how to hack other people's emotions, to stay them hooked on to one's content, to catch their attention. Attention is everything, is gold. Your time and attention is gold, liquid gold in this planet, and you need to learn how to take it back to yourself, to reunite with your intuition and calm down your emotions. You have to be the master of your emotions. You have to become a goddess you want. You have to know how to master your brain, your hormones, your body. And once when you know that, you'll be the true heroine, the true goddess of your own destiny. This is so good. I'm so proud of myself. So go and get yourself this course, the nervous system reboot. I'll leave it down below. You have all the reviews you need on the page. If you don't trust my word yet, I went through it and it changed my life. The quality of life I used to live when I didn't know nothing about my emotions, when somebody else was running my life. And now that I know how to keep myself calm, regulated, know when not to react, know when to say yes, the quality of my life just changed forever. And this is just one of the ways for you to do that. The quickest ways, literally 3 weeks. I did this for a year and a half. I tried to find it, the way, and you can find ways somewhere else. But this is the easiest one. 3 weeks, you pay only $333. It's even less in euros. And you pay it once, it's your forever. And in 3 weeks, with implementing, magic. Now, every decision. Yes. Once when you know about your emotions, know about your body, even before that, you can start doing this today. Just start asking yourself, what would I like to eat? If you go on your lunch break at work, you're debating about 2 sandwiches or salads or sushi or whatever, you just stand there and you remember to ask yourself, which one do I really want? And the intuition always comes first. It's like a first ever response you get. It's so subtle, especially at the beginning. It is so subtle, so quiet, so direct, and it's the first answer you get. And then your brain catches up. And the brain will be debating, very chatty, very loud. This is the difference between them two. So you ask yourself what sandwich or salad I want, and the first answer that comes to you is your intuition. And you can still wait for the brain, and you remember me saying it to you, your brain is gonna come second, and then you start hearing it and you'll be like, I realize now. And with every question you get and every answer you hear, you become more aware. You get to know yourself better. And with the practice, you're gonna start noticing what part of you is kind of active in that situation. And you have to do it. So if your intuition tells you, I want a tuna sandwich, and then your brain starts, but maybe not tuna is not the good one, chicken, la la la. Just do it. Follow your first initial response to your intuition. And this is how you started unnumbing yourself. Because then you start building the muscle of, okay, I'll do this little thing for my intuition, and then you do the thing and you will unconsciously realize, oh, that was not too bad, it's not that scary. And then tomorrow or in a week you'll do a little bigger thing and a little bigger, then you start traveling by yourself, you start dating again, and then you're started recording YouTube videos, etc., etc. This is how I am here today. Start small and then just listen to whatever answer you get and build up on it. Now, I already told you about the body, going back to your body, quieting your mind, and then learning about all the emotion, what's happening in your body in the nervous system reboot. And the last thing, the third and last thing is make the decision. When you hear your intuition, you make the decision, and this is very hard for all of the women, all, me and everybody I ever know. Do not explain why you made this decision, because once when you start explaining, your brain is, you're back in your brain again. Your brain is starting to override you with emotions. The same way when, like, you know the sun is gonna rise in the east, and then somebody comes to you and says, oh, but are you sure? Where did you read that? When you're certain, when you know the fact, you just look at them, you'll be like, or maybe laugh at them and be like, are you okay? Like, you're not gonna explain yourself, you're not gonna try and convince them, just because that is a fact. And as a woman, we should strive for this, for our intuition to be the fact. And I know that now that I'm telling you this, you'll be like, oh, no, this is far-fetched. Like, can't let my intuition run my life. I cannot explain it to you. The rich woman, I know quite a few of them now. I am in their close proximity. They all are following their intuition. All of them. Just think about this. The world is built on goals, on to-do lists, on masculine energy. Just results are the biggest, the biggest of success. What was the word? The biggest proof of success. And obviously this is a fact. I'm not coming up with this. I read about, listened to a lot of podcasts about the women who tried to do it the man's way. They went into corporations, they fought to become the CEOs, CFOs, the top of the top chairpersons, and by the age 30, 40, they just burn out. They either get, like, God forbid, some disease, cancer, they still feel unhappy. And this is because we can't do it like that. And I'm so grateful to now that I surrounded myself with a woman who did get their success differently, the woman's way, the feminine way, with the good implementation of feminine and masculine energy, and they live fulfilled life, they live happy lives. This goes back to, you have to look, absorb what kind of person is that they give you, what was the, my brain is blocking. What kind of person gives you recommendation for your life? What kind of person gives you directions in life? And the most important person has to be you, because you can only know for yourself what is happy. Yeah, somebody else, what is happiness? Somebody else can inspire you. I see so many women, like, with nice clothes and nice bags and gold everything, and I want it. And that I know that, oh, this, I'll think about having this. This is, if they can do it, I can do it, and I like this. And then you can absorb other people. For example, the hustlers. I don't want to hustle. The amount of people I'm researching now about YouTube, and the amount of people, it's usually male, but I'm aware of this because they function differently than us. It truly works for them. That amount of times I heard, oh, you have to post videos at least 5 days a week for 6 months, and then you have this many subscribers. And I know myself. With all the knowledge I have, I could never. If I posted 5 videos for 3 weeks, I would just hate recording videos. Where here I still have some structure. Now I started with 1 video a week. Now I'm doing 2 videos a week, and then 2 shorts. And I'm highly raising like the floor up with enjoyment, with not burning out, with having all the fun in the world, talking about whatever I want, whatever I believe is important for you to know today. And tomorrow is going to be some other thing, and getting better at speaking up, getting better in creating videos, creating names for videos, getting more views. It's so fun. I forgot what the point of all of this was. Make your own decisions without explaining. Everybody, like, God gave us all free will to create whatever life we want. And we obviously try to do the life as somebody else was saying to us. It's not working. So try a little by little to just start creating the life your own way, even if it's frivolous, even if it doesn't make any sense to do that. It does not need to make sense. And I have been noticing it can be a little bit hard at the beginning, like at the beginning of your 20s, early 30s. But I've been noticing that as the woman grows older, as reaching the menopause or getting close, if you're practicing being connected to your intuition, being connected to your body, keep learning from people that already have the things you want, it all starts growing. It's like kind of like today I put a little seed inside of your brain, and in 10 years time that seed is going to become a tree that's going to have fruit to be able to feed not yourself but everybody else. So you don't need to find your intuition. You need to be quiet enough to hear it again. You don't need to rebuild your intuition. It's already part of you. You just need to become quiet enough to hear it again. And if you are the woman who is rebuilding her life and you're determined in doing that, this channel is for you. So I hope you watch some of my next videos, and I hope you really do subscribe, because knowing myself and knowing the woman that I learned from, we're only going to become better and better in this. And I hope you come along with the ride with us and grow. You grow into beautiful trees and produce so many juicy fruits that one day you're gonna turn around and you're gonna feel like you want to help some other women live their own dream life, because you already did everything you have or wanted to. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll talk to you soon.